Hi students, we are moving on to our grid reference. Remember last week we did something like that, and today we are going to continue using the scale to do so, and after that we are moving on to measurements. This is something that we have done before. So what do we do? Okay, so on page 142, okay, you have this map here. So there are a few things that you need to do. Okay, you have to really follow step by step. Okay, turn to page 142. Okay, once you are here, you look like you're given this Blue Lagoon area map. And again, we have the x-axis and the y-axis. Okay, remember, we always read the x value first, then the y value whenever we want to read from the map. So follow the instructions given. They say first and foremost, you have to draw vertical lines and horizontal lines on the map. So what you need to do is take a ruler and a pencil. Remember, anything got to do with drawing mathematics, you have to use pencil, okay, so that you can erase it just in case you make a mistake. Oh, remember that. So use a ruler, join them together. Okay, join all the lines together. Okay, I'm not going to do that for you. Okay, I'm just giving you an example. Okay, so draw the lines all the way up. Okay, all the way, join all of them together. Okay, so label them from 1 to 16. So the x-axis 1 to 16, 3, 4, 5, 6, so on and so forth until 16 is the last one. And then the y-axis doing the same thing, 3, 4, all the way to 10, 11. Okay, so all the way up you have to label all of them. Okay, that's the two things that you need to do. Then after that, the third thing, you are supposed to locate the various locations with the labels given to you. So one of them is the mushroom farm, which is actually 2, 1. Okay, and then of that you are given also the spot, which is 2, 7. Okay, 2, 7. So there are various locations given to you. So after you draw the lines, you just have to do what I'm doing here. You put a cross and write down the name of the item. Okay, you may want to pause the video to complete all of this up to this stage so far. Okay, so moving on. Okay, then once you have completed locating all the points, then you have to join them by following the information given to you in part 9. Okay, and then next you have to set up the scale. So normally a scale will actually depends on how big is the map itself. I mean, to simplify matters, you can be for every 1 cm it represent 100 meters in the actual ground, or you can make it even 1 cm represent 50 meters on the actual ground. So I leave it to you to decide, or if you want to 1 cm represent 10 meters. It's all up to you. Okay, so I leave it to you to make a decision on that. Okay, but I would suggest something bigger like this, 1 cm to 100 meters will be a good estimation. Okay, so that's what you need to do for this exercise. Okay, so if you have any issue, just drop me a note. Okay, moving on to the next exercise, which is unit 21. So this one requires you to know about the distance. Okay, by right, if you are back in school, we will be able to do this task, to find out the actual measurement of the various parts of the school. You have netball court, you have the school building, you have the playground, but we are not back in school, so we can't do this. So let's wait until we are back in school to complete this task. Okay, let's move on to the next part. Okay, looking at the ruler. Okay, most of us have a ruler at home, I guess. So from here, between one unit is actually 1 cm. But within 1 cm, we have all these small little units here, isn't it? That is actually 10 mm. So each of these small little unit here, can you see, is actually 1 mm. So 1 cm is actually 10 mm, or 10 millimeters. So we know that 1 cm is 10 millimeters. 100 cm is 1 meter. I hope all of you know that. Okay, one good way to know how long is a meter when you are at IKEA, go and get the paper measuring tape, and you will know how long is exactly 1 meter. And 1000 mm is actually 1 meter, because it's just adding a 0 to cm, isn't it? Okay, it's not difficult to understand that part. And of course, 1000 meter is 1 kilometer. Today I just walked 4.25 kilometer during my night walk. Okay, so that's quite a distance that I accumulated today for the lighthouse walks around Australia, isn't it? So one thinking question that I want to ask you, in a 400 meters race, okay, I'm sure some of you have watched this in the Olympics or track and field event. You see you have different runners, and these runners are all competing in the 400 meters race. You have one person here in the innermost track, and you look at the person at the outermost track is much further ahead. So wouldn't you say, oh, wouldn't this person, be able to finish the race faster than this one, because it seems like he needs to run a shorter race? Actually, it's not true. Okay, if you use the logic of, the understanding of distance, you see the outer lane actually covers a bigger area, okay, a longer distance. So that's the reason why all lanes all will give you equivalent of 400 meters at the end when you reach the finishing line. Okay, just bear that in mind. So it's a good thinking question, okay, just in case you're asking the same question in the future. Okay, do pause the video to complete this question. Once you have completed, then you can continue playing this video. Okay, so this is just a simple conversion. So 6 cm to mm is 60 mm, 8 meters to cm is 800 cm, 5 km to meters is 5000 meters, 18 cm to mm is 180 mm, 55 meters is actually 5500 cm, 11 km is 11,000 meters, 5.5 cm is 55 mm, 2.5 meters is actually 250 cm, 9.5 km is 9,500 meters, 11.5 cm is 115 mm, 4.25 meters is actually 425 cm, 8.3 kilometers is 8,300 meters, 60 mm is actually 6 cm, 500 cm is actually 5 meters, 4,000 meters is actually 4 km, 1,000 mm is 1 meter, 4,500 mm is 4.5 meters, 9,250 meters is 9.25 kilometers. Okay, so I hope most of you got everything correct. Okay, let's move on. So we are supposed to reorder them in terms of from the shortest to the longest. So all this you have to compare them with the same unit first, and then after that, let's see the first one. Okay, let's use a meter unit. Okay, because we have mm, cm, m meters, and km. So let's see which unit is actually right in the middle. You have cm, you have meters, you have mm, cm. So the common one is cm. Seems like it's the middle one too. Let's convert everything into cm. So 9 meters. Okay, so 250 mm is actually 25 cm. 9 meters is actually 900 cm. So from here you can see that the shortest is 19 cm, followed by 20 cm, followed by 25 cm, followed by 9 meters. But again, when you want to display it, you have to use the same display that is given to you. You can't use the equivalent or in cm. So okay, you have number 1 is 9 shortest, this is the longest, second longest, third longest, and fourth longest. Okay, so in fact the order is wrong here, so it should be the other way around. Okay, it should be the other way around. It should be this way, and this way. Okay, it looks something like this. That's right, eventually. That's the end result. Okay, so that's the end result for this. Let me get rid of the animation for this. Okay, let me remove the animation. Okay, let me come back to this. So this is the answer. Okay, again, next one, coming back to here, you have to again rank them in order. Okay, so same thing. Okay, so what about this question here? Moving on, they say what would be the perimeter of a square if its area is 25 cm? These are all thinking questions, might be challenging for some of you, okay, but do follow through the video and then apply the concept that we have done here into your practice. So for this case, we know that a square has area of 25 cm squared. So something times something must give me 25. So we know that it's actually 5 cm. Okay, so 5 times 5 give me 25. So now the side of the square is 5 cm. To get the perimeter will be 5 cm plus 5 cm plus 5 cm, which is 20 cm. So that is the perimeter. And then for this case, we have a rectangle. Rectangle has a length of 9 cm and perimeter is 26 cm. So draw it out, we are not sure. So we have the perimeter, which is the outermost part of a shape. So from there, okay, so we got to find out what's the width. So we know that this is 9, this is 9. So 26 cm equals to 9 cm plus width plus 9 cm plus width. So since we know that for 2 width is 8 cm, one of the width must be 4 cm. Okay, then from here we will be able to find the width. Okay, and moving on. Okay, this is a thinking question again. They say a rectangle is twice as long as its width. So now the length is twice as long as its width. So we've got to use guess and check. Okay, so if the length is 32, width is 1 times 32. But is it twice as wide? No, we can't. What about 16 times 2, which is 32, but we don't get length twice as its width? What about 8 and 4? 8 times 4 give me 32. So it seems like, oh, the length is twice its width. So in other words, the length is 8 cm, the width is 4 cm. So to get the perimeter, I just need to add up 8 plus 4 plus 8 plus 4, which is 24 cm. Okay, so I hope you guys had a little bit of better, I hope you guys have better understanding on how to make a map and also how to convert various measurements. Okay, so if you have any issue, drop me a note on Teams. Okay, bye bye.